Guitar Freak, and in this video I'm going to show you the 2018 Gibson Flying V. And this year marks the 60th anniversary, can you believe that, of the debut of this classic instrument. And you know, I know a lot of you know the history. It almost didn't make it, right? The first 2 years of sales were really slow and they actually discontinued production at that point. But by the mid-60s there was increased interest in the V, and they brought it back into production in 1967. Good for us, right? Now, I was not planning on getting this guitar so soon after my last purchase, which was the Charvel DK24 that I shared with you guys a couple weeks ago. This was going to be my next guitar, but I thought it would be 8 or 9 months down the road. What happened is I ordered the Charvel from Guitar Center, and when I went to pick it up, I noticed they were having a local sale, not a national advertised sale, just a local one, and a bunch of guitars were marked down. And there, you know, it was 10 feet in front of me, the 2018 V, and it was marked down $450 off of the going street price. I was like, wow. So that's good, but it's also bad because I shouldn't have been buying another guitar so soon. But I went home and struck a deal with my wife, and here we are. One more thing about Guitar Center. You know how you can go onto their website and you can leave reviews on instruments? Well, I was reading a couple of the reviews on the 2018 V, and there was one in particular that I enjoyed. It was well written, first of all, but he also included 2 pictures. And the first picture was of the guitar in the case, which I thought was really helpful. And here you can see, this is a video of my case. You can see it's very plush, form-fitting. Exterior is really nice too. It's a solid Gibson case, as you would expect. The second picture he posted wasn't as helpful. I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. Okay, you can see that I've covered his eyes here with the little block, and that's just out of respect, you know, so he can maintain his anonymity. Although he did post it on the internet, so I guess it's fair game. But seriously, man, if you're the guy and you happen to be watching this video right now, I just want to say, with all due respect from one guitar player to another, I really appreciated the review that you did. This picture, however, here's some constructive criticism or constructive feedback. First of all, there's way too much going on here that's competing with the guitar. First of all, your own sexiness, man. It's overwhelming, man. It's just oozing. There's just too much. You got to put a shirt on. And then, you know, one thing you should have done is a clean background, just a white wall, man, just a plain wall. So you know, you just focus on the guitar. But look at that. You got all your furniture. I mean, there's some retro shit going on here, man. Look at that chair. That's wild. And that picture in the back, it looks like it belongs in the hallway of a Best Western circa 1974 in Topeka, Kansas. We've got the Taco John cup, which is almost taking, it's competing for the centerpiece here. And then last but not least, there's that little pad on the ground over there to the right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's a pee pad, which is used for potty training animals. Look, dude, you got to keep that near your back door. I don't understand why it's in the middle of the living room. Unless it's really, you know, for those late night drunk sessions where you don't got TiVo and you can't put it on pause and you just got to go. But I think the Taco John cup would work a little bit better. So keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and look at some of the specs on this baby. Now, first of all, for 2018, they decided not to produce the T and the HP, right? The traditional and the high performance models. Instead, there's just the 2018 V. Now, it's not the only new model. They also have the modern Flying V, which I know some of you have seen, the one that looks like the Star Trek symbol with the guitar neck on it. You know, it's kind of growing on me a little bit. It bugged me at first, but that silver one looks pretty darn cool. But for $5,000, I don't think so. Anyway, so again, in lieu of the HP and the T, they just have the 2018 V. But I'd say it's comparable. It's similar to the T. They're similar to both in many respects, right? But it's got mahogany body, as you would expect, mahogany neck. The fretboard it's not rosewood. It's torrefied granadillo. Is it granadillo or granadillo? I've never known how to pronounce that, which is similar to rosewood, but I'm guessing the reason they're using it on some of these guitars is cost. I mean, they still use rosewood on some others, but I'm guessing it's cost is what's driving them to switch to this wood, but it's, again, very similar. Fret-wise, we've got 22 medium frets, cryogenically frozen, supposed to make them last longer. And then for pickups, we've got the Burstbucker 3 in the bridge and a Burstbucker 2 in the neck, replacing the dirty fingers that were here last year, which is a higher output pickup. These are the Burstbuckers are supposed to emulate the tone of a classic PAF, but with some more variance in the output. Like the BB3 is the hottest. I'd say it's a medium hot pickup. It's definitely got some crunch to it, and the BB2 is a little bit smoother. Not just because it's in the neck, but a little less output. Now I'm not sure yet what my long-term plans are with the bridge. It does the job, but I'm thinking about upgrading. I'm not sure what yet to. Maybe a super distortion or a JB or something classic like that. But if you've got a V and you've replaced the bridge and you have some recommendations, I'd love to hear from you. What else is critical? I mean, everything else we've got basic features: one tone, 2 volumes, toggle switch, Grover tuners. Now, one more thing about the neck. Let's go back to that for a second. As you would expect, access to the upper frets is great. For me, the litmus test is usually 17th fret, A minor, pentatonic position. So here's some tone clips. I'll run it through my Pod HD 500 so you can hear how it sounds. So I think my final verdict on the guitar, I'd give it about a 4.5 out of 5. I mean, it's got the classic Gibson, feel, play, sound, and look that you would expect. But my one criticism is probably price. I mean, I think the street price, it's a little high, as a lot of people have complained about Gibson as of late. But I got it for a really good deal, and if it wasn't for that, I would have bought used. So that's my one criticism, but other than that, I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of nostalgia around this guitar. Some of my favorite guitar players, growing up used the V, but the one that I always seem to think about is Schenker. And I find myself sometimes when I'm playing lead, I'll do the Schenker pose with the V like this and and do that. It really is comfortable. Alright, that was my video on the 2018 Gibson USA Flying V. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Until next time, rock on.